It's so deceptive the way that these societies work, the Jesuits, the Freemasons, and the Luciferian agenda as a whole. It's just so deceptive, because something that's key to see at this time is that there seems to be a pattern in this, is that they're using their own, they're sacrificing their own institutions. They're sacrificing their own Catholic Church. They're exposing themselves. We've been saying this for many years, and it's clearly a thread that they're exposing their own deception in the Catholic Church, or their own deception in paganism, but they're using that to destroy Christianity at the same time. It's very subtle, very subtle. Just like the serpent in the garden was subtle when he deceived Eve. It's very, very subtle, so beware of this, using their own deception to bring shame on Christianity. We've seen it in atheism. How many times do you see atheists saying, how many people have Christians slaughtered? They're talking about the Catholic Church. How much corruption is there in the church? It's all exposing the Catholic Church to bring shame on real, true belief in Jesus. We see it in the Hebrew Roots movement, the same pattern. Exposing the Catholic Church and the paganism that's crept into church. Oh, they're pagan holidays. Oh, they're this, they're that, the other. Using the Catholic Church as a way to say, well, I'm not a Christian. I'm a Hebrew rooter. I'm not a Christian because Christianity is the Catholic Church. Again, same thing. Using the Catholic Church to bring shame on Christianity and spur on cults and bring on cults. Another one, Jehovah's Witness, does the same thing. So it's safe to say that this pattern of exposing themselves, sacrificing themselves, so to speak, in order to bring about their new age and their new world, this is a common thread, and it's the same thing in the truth movement. In the truth movement, people say, well, there's these corrupt elite. They've misused this so-called power, and therefore we must harness it ourselves. To ascend above the elite. That's another thread. So beware of this principle. These are principles that cut through so many lies. This principle of exposing themselves in order to bring about the Antichrist New Age. The book of Revelation, so important in our time, and so many of the prophecies we see coming to a head in the time that we live. The last of the last days beginning to take shape before our eyes. And it's important to remember the warnings that we were given in the book of Revelation about this deception. And of course, Jesus in Matthew 24, talking about the first thing he mentions is deception. We're seeing a lot of deception coming together in the time that we live. A lot of heresies, a lot of old, there's nothing new under the sun. A lot of these, it's not the first time we've seen these, that they're just kind of all coming out of the woodwork in the last days. And one thing we have to remember is that the counterfeit, as Satan poses as an angel of light, and so do his ministers, we have to remember that this counterfeit runs parallel with the truth. So it looks so similar with the truth. This is the way the deception works. It runs so close to the truth. It looks, for the most part, almost right, but then it is poisonous, and it is deception at its very core. So we have to remember the difference between what is white and what is off-white. As a friend of mine taught me, it's very easy to see the difference between black and white, between what is obviously evil and what is pure. But this deception is varying shades of grey, and it can be very difficult when you put white next to off-white. And this is how the deception works, because for the most part it looks genuine. And of course we see in this time, in an unprecedented way, the destruction of reality itself, that in so many different arenas on the world stage, Everything is being distorted, twisted, just like the Sabbateans and the Frankist philosophies of the Kabbalah, of turning everything upside down, the satanic law of reversal. And of course, this isn't just down to a few men around a table. This isn't just a conspiracy. This is a agenda of the enemy that we were warned about long before. And so we can see in the social arena, we can see it in the economic arena, we can see it in the political arena and the religious arena. All these different ways that reality, or the world as we knew it, is being skewed, turned upside down, that there's distrust everywhere. The love of many is growing cold because of the increase in wickedness. The social values are being turned on their head in the West. So everything is being skewed and distorted to bring about, I would presume, the environment for the Antichrist to rise out of this confusion and chaos. So in order to do that, everything has to be turned upside down. The Bible says, woe to those who turn everything upside down, who turn darkness for light and light for darkness, sweet for bitter and bitter for sweet. These are the ways the enemy is distorting the world in order for the Antichrist to rise, for the false peace out of chaos, the false order out of chaos.